Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Wands Tarot. My name is Carmen, and today we've got a reading for you where you end up surprising someone, and maybe actually someone gets a little frustrated with you because you have luck on your side. You may be seen as the underdog. You may be not taken as seriously, whether this is by a romantic rival or someone who wants to get the same job. There is something here about people, or at least one person, kind of looking down their nose at you, like, oh, okay, well, sure, you can try. A little bit of like a Cinderella vibe. Because then you end up getting what it is that you want. We've got Page of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles. So you're seen as the right choice. Let's call in spirit with a little bit of moonshine time. I hope you're having a good day. Hello, Key Controller. Hello, Steven. Hello, Redbeard. How are we doing today? If you would like a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. Most readings are returned to you within 24 hours of receiving payment because I'm a workaholic. Hello, Carrie. How are you doing? You can also find out how to be a member of the channel by checking the description box below. I think we're going to start off with the Star Trek Tarot. This one tends to be a little bit more about money, but we do have two cards that are earth-based, right? Pentacles. You could be dealing with Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo, or we could be dealing with a situation where it's primarily focused on how somebody makes money or what kind of aptitude you have. The Star, the Four of Cloaks, the Four of Wands. A star is born. There are definitely people who underestimate you, definitely people who don't dream the way that you dream, and people who assume that you can't do what you know that you can or what you are working towards. But with the Star and the Four of Wands, this is like, will the real Slim Shady please stand up? You're being acknowledged or recognized for the skills that you really do have, and you're moving up. So promotion, chosen. For some of you, this is getting that committed relationship with someone. But I do feel like for the majority of you, this has to do with personal growth and achievement, right? Doing something that people are like, dang, okay, I didn't know you had that in you. It's very nice. King of Cloaks, which is the King of Wands. And the Seven of Batless, which is the Seven of Swords. So basically, there's someone who's threatened by you. There is an awareness that is growing. People are realizing you're the real deal, or you're talented, you're skilled. You might as well be Neo from the Matrix, right? But there's someone here, this King of Cloaks or King of Wands, who lies about things or lies about you or is very upset to see that you're doing well. This is somebody who diminishes your accomplishments. They like to start a lot of arguments, this King of Cloaks. I think they're mad because you're making them look bad. Either because you did exactly what they said you couldn't, or because you did what they did better. Ooh, this makes me want to tell a story. I've gotten permission from my dad to tell this story. He was, I don't know, maybe he said like 13 or 14. And he and his dad used to play chess together. And it was pretty easy 9 times out of 10 for my grandfather to win until a certain age. And my dad started to get pretty dang good at chess. And there was one point where apparently my grandfather got so mad that my dad had beat him that he threw the chess pieces and just the chess pieces, I guess, on the floor. He was so mad. Now, I know my grandfather, I know he's not like, he wasn't a horrible man, but it makes me laugh because I know he had to get really mad to get to that point, right? This is somebody who is like, not cutesy about it. Okay. This is like, I'm actually angry and I want to find a way to make you look bad. Because we've got the Tower. This is like, what can I do to cause you some anxiety or some stress? Like if you have a big day, you're going to sing in front of a crowd or you've got a big interview. This is somebody who would like spill coffee on your shirt to like make your day seem more stressful. Because we've got this Ace of Wands or Ace of Cloaks. They see that you have something amazing or some great event or people are celebrating you. And this jealous person who feels like you're making them look bad wants you to not be able to celebrate that or not be able to achieve what you are meant to achieve. Hello, Petit Tata. How are you doing? I'll try, Key Controller. Hello, Renee. How's it going? That seems like a great idea, Redbeard. So we've got the Seven of Starships in the reverse, which would be the Seven of Cups in the reverse, and the 10 of Starships or 10 of Cups in the reverse. You don't belong here. You're not good enough. If you've ever seen the movie Center Stage, that's coming up for me because there was a lot of judging other people in terms of who actually deserve to be a part of that program, right? There's someone, probably you, who resonates with this star energy that people like shoveled disrespect or doubt on, right? You can't do this. Like, I can't imagine you would do that. You're not good enough for that. You'll never amount to that. Now there's no doubt. This star energy is rising to the occasion, is demonstrating exactly what they're capable of. And it's like, oh, well, okay, then I guess you can do that, or you have done that. This King of Wands or King of Cloaks has to eat their words because it's clear they were wrong. Yes, agreed. The Hermit and the King of Starships, the King of Cups. Look, this is an issue of, I think, like the next generation, which is so funny to me because of course, the first thing I saw as a child that really like got me into Star Trek was The Next Generation. But we've got the King of Cloaks, we've got the Hermit, and the King of Starships. All of them are clearly older than Wesley. We've got an element of changing the business, changing up the approach, doing things different. I'm not going to do it that way. I feel like there was an element of that in Center Stage where she did a kind of unique approach to the dance, and it worked, right? This is, you know, the leadership board or perhaps your grandparents or, you know, people who have lots of experience and degrees in whatever it is that you do, doubting what you can do, and then having to basically admit they were wrong because they didn't think of it like that, because they didn't imagine it could be like that. That doesn't mean it can't be like that. I'm sorry that your imagination stopped growing. This star individual, they see things in a different way. Five of Cloaks or Five of Wands in the reverse. And the High Priestess. I mean, the star is untouchable. Now, if you resonate with the star, you might be like, hold on a second, Cormac, because there's definitely been some people that have caused some chaos in my life. I don't know if I would go so far as to say untouchable. But what I'm saying is your path. If you choose that path, if you follow your calling, like nobody can touch you. That's what I'm saying. There is protective energy around you because you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. So are you going to have a couple people that doubt you? Of course. But they will only ever learn more and more that you are doing exactly what you're supposed to, that there's nobody better for the job, that this is like a natural talent of yours. So you've got some wisdom or some approach that others don't really understand, or they can't see things that way. This is the cats rule the earth. What else do we have? What else? Page of Cups in the reverse. Nine of Cups. Oh, dang. Okay. This is like you're taking the Guinness Book of World Records title away from somebody. Like you're unseating somebody. Like you said it was this. I'm going to prove to you that you were wrong. And it's really like this. Like somebody solved a math formula incorrectly or a math problem incorrectly. And you're like, no, 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 no. Come on, come on. Clearly the answer is this. Whatever you do, it's magic. It's true. It works. It's putting the old guard or the other folks who thought they knew better than you in their place a little bit. But legitimately, the lack of recognition or the wanting to just kind of make you look like you don't know what you're talking about, it expedites their needing to walk away from this. So in some cases, this could be like a director or a VP getting fired because they said a business could not be successful doing this. You said it could, and it was. There's a confident call that is wrong. Five of Wands. What you said would not work actually does work, and it works really well. So like, what you got to say about it now? Yeah, it's like big serving of humble pie for the people who doubted you. Five of Wands, 10 of Cups in the reverse. Even though you did not have the support that most people would think you deserved, even though you didn't get the education, or even though you lack the experience, even though maybe you're a little bit out of your comfort zone, you are like the only option. It's like people can't fathom or understand how you were able to do something or become something so impressive based on what you went through or where you grew up or what kind of struggles you've had to endure. Knight of Swords in the reverse. Emperor in the reverse. Six of Cups. Page of Pentacles in the reverse. Page of Pentacles was the very first card that I pulled today for this reading anyways. And you're putting it in your bag. Do you feel lucky? Because you should feel lucky because you're taking what used to be someone else's because you're supposed to be the leader. You're supposed to be the trendsetter or the person who like leads this team. So Emperor in the reverse, this is somebody who doesn't get it, somebody who is staying past when they should. The industry has changed or the target audience has changed. Sorry, there's just what you think works no longer works. We need this different approach, this fresh approach. You've got an understanding that others lack. So even though like this is how we've always done it, well, that's cool. Like, do you ever change? Like, do you still wear a little underwear with dinosaurs on it? Or did you grow out of that at some point? I'm guessing you did. Sorry. This is just like very rigid, not willing to compromise, not willing to communicate, not willing to give you the space to grow or do what you're supposed to be doing. And that's why I feel like one person, or for some of you anyways, there is disruption that is very distasteful to them, such as maybe even losing their job or being demoted or having to report to you, that kind of thing. Hello, famous Seamus. How are you doing? Seven of Pentacles. Lovers in the reverse. With the odds stacked against you, not getting the support, not having the resources or the materials or the team or whatever it is, you still win. You still win, and it drives them crazy because they don't understand how you could possibly win. So we've got people that are mad because they felt like they could cut you off. They felt like they could, keep you in some intermediate spot, not really give you much wherewithal or, power or autonomy. It's not going to work that way. For some of you, this is about leaving a business that doesn't want to adjust and starting your own business and doing it better. And they get mad. You weren't supposed to do that. This is the signs of the times. What else do we have? I told you, there's an opportunity here. People think you can't or you couldn't get this opportunity, and you are like, that's got my name all over it. Number 23, moon emotions. The thing is, you're doing well is causing, I want to say it's multiple people, at least two people to feel threatened. Like, you're making me look bad. Well, they were trying to make you look bad. It's like they can't handle the taste of their own medicine. I say that like there aren't a lot of people like that. Recycle, recover. I think you found a more efficient way to do something. For some of you, we have a better situation for the environment. For others of you, you're utilizing something that was long forgotten, bringing something back around that has use that other people just kind of dismissed. This is, brilliant or genius or responsible. And they're like, well, but I don't wanna. We have peace and harmony. Something happens with this tower moment, and it's like, that's it. It's super clear now. We know this has to change, and this is better. So on the Mary Tyler Moore show, there was a day where Ted wasn't feeling well, and so he couldn't deliver the news, and he was real paranoid that if someone else did it, he would lose his job. Because what if they did it better than me? If you watched that show, Ted was kind of an idiot. Like, love his character, but like, this is someone who feels you might actually be able to best them, but they want to make you feel like you can't, right? So a little bit of imposter syndrome, perhaps. What else do we have? Labyrinth. Among the confusion of twisting turns and the endless chase, will I find myself in the heart of this matter? Someone here's entire identity is wrapped up in this, and I feel like it's one of the people who might lose their job. Werewolf. Only the moon knows what it takes to hide this turmoil. Two sides of the same tormented soul. That's interesting. We had the moon come out. That's right here. So there's someone here who has a very complicated life. They have struggled as far as their identity. I do feel like this would be either the Hermit or the King of Starships or the King of Cups. These are the two prominent energies that seem to be very doubting or unsupportive of the star. And they have, at least one of them has two faces. You know what I'm saying? Like, if everybody else is watching, I'll be nice, demure, friendly, respectful. But if you turn your back, if there's nobody, watching, nobody can hear me, then I'm probably really disrespectful. So there's definitely a two-faced individual here. Fox, enigma, adaptability, and shape-shifting. I told you, Two-Face. They change who they are depending on who's listening or who's around. This is the Tattoo Tarot. What else do we have? Nine of Cups in the reverse. High Priestess in the reverse. Telling you there was something impossible about your goals, trying to make you feel like your intuition was off or that your calling wasn't right. There's no way you could achieve that or no way you could do that. King of Cups. Five of Wands. But for many of you, it's because this person is competitive. They feel threatened by what you bring to the table. They feel threatened about you doing better than them. For some of you, this is a family member, you know, not wanting their child to outdo them or out-earn them. Two of Wands, Page of Swords. You take a different path. You take a different approach, and it's the right approach. It's the more successful approach. It's screaming like opportunity, and it makes this King of Cups and the Hermit look kind of stuck in the past or unwilling to admit what really needs to happen. Nine of Swords in the reverse, Hanged Man in the reverse. So you change the perspective, or you help people see things in a different way because you take a different approach. I feel like there's also something in Tommy Boy when he takes over his dad's company, where initially it's just kind of like, you suck at this. He figures something out, right? Maybe they do something differently. This is somebody who's frustrated because they feel like they should still have control, or they should still be seen as like the smart one, the genius, the one with all the ideas. They feel threatened by you. But you won't leave, or anytime you do, people still talk about what you can achieve or what you said. They are realizing they can't really control this anymore, that you really were meant to do this. People are picking up on the fact that you have these innate skills or this natural talent. They try to make you fail. They try to make you look bad. I think multiple occasions they tried to make this star individual look like they were lying, or look like they didn't know what they were talking about, or look like they had failed. But at this point, it's getting maybe a little bit stressful for them because they can't keep doing that. You actually are who you say you are. Hey, Farah, how's it going? What else do we have? Number 12, the birds, and number 13, the girl. Yeah. You can cry all you want, King of Cups, but I think their era is coming to a close and you're stepping up, right? You're going to take over leadership of the company. You're going to be the leader of the family, the leader of the pack, whatever you want to call it. But they are specifically looking at lack of experience or your age, trying to make you look like you don't know what you're talking about when you clearly do. Number 20, the garden. This talks about community. Yo, the whip 2 days in a row? Y'all are getting spoiled. So we've got a community of people who wanted to make this star feel like they couldn't do it. They couldn't achieve what they are meant to do. You're calling stupid. There's no way you could actually get away with that, or there's no way you could do that. They wanted this star to accept their version of reality or of life, but the star didn't stop. Good for you. stayed focused on whatever their goal or their calling was. And that, again, is why you are protected. But this was not an easy path, right? A lot of people will choose not to follow their calling because it does create tension. It creates arguments because some people may not really understand why you're pivoting, why you're making this change, or why you're doing things differently. If you're new to my channel, whenever I pull the whip, I have to tell a little joke for you. The whip. No, not the whip. The whip. No, please, not the whip. The whip. No, please, anything but the whip. Anything? The whip. All right, what else should we? I think we need some from the situations deck. Let's see what else we got about you being successful, making money, or unseating someone. Hey, Lemonade. Great timing. I love it. What else do we have? Online, looking for info, records, searching. Sold, moving, physical location change. Escapade, vacation, hideaway, adventure. Because there was a lack of support, because there were people who didn't believe in the star, I do feel like they had to go elsewhere to find a mentor or find where they felt like they fit in, learn the things that they needed to learn, because they weren't going to learn it from this King of Ships, King of Cups, right? Obsession, must have, indulgence. Hamster wheel, surviving, daily hustle, and come together. So there's something about how the King of Starships or the King of Cups used to run things, or the Hermit, right? The old guard, the people who, this is how we've done it, right? It has to do with money. It's not a very efficient way, or it eats away at the mission, or there's some exclusivity deal that really shouldn't be there. And this star energy is like, no, there's a totally different way for us to do this. I can't believe you never thought about it. It's going to make more money, or it's going to be more efficient, or whatever. People are like, what? No, you can't do it that way. What? Hey, James. That was funny. All right, we've got financial support, child alimony, government, lockdown, mental prison, confined, and crushed, sad, broken, feeling alone. So there was a desire to figure out how to do things smarter from a budgeting standpoint, do things in a more efficient way, do things in a way that is not wasteful, right? So I feel like you're improving this business, and it's upset your predecessors because you figured out how to deal with something that they couldn't solve for or didn't want to solve for, right? All right, I'm going to leave it there. I love you all. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes, and I will see you on the next reading. Hello, Fire Siren. I'm sorry. Don't worry. I'll be back on a mobile live stream probably in like 30 minutes. All right, toodles.